Okay, so this is a really quick video on remainder theorem because this is actually quite an easy topic. So I'm going to do 3 examples. They look almost identical to this one you can see. So it says find the remainder when 7x cubed minus 4x squared plus x minus 2 is divided by x minus 2. Surprisingly in this we don't actually have to do any dividing because there's a theorem for this. So it's basically the theorem is when we've got our first polynomial really is divided by something plus 2 or x minus 7. It'll always be x plus or minus a number. The remainder is just when x equals, you substitute in basically this number. So where it's got x minus 2, if you think of it as if the opposite of whatever you do, so if x equal 2 is to equal 0, x would have to be equal to 2. So you're going to substitute basically that in to the first bit. That's all you basically have to do. So first start with this, find out where your x is, x equals 2, and substitute that into the thing we're trying to divide with, and your answer, your remainder will come out. So instead of 7x cubed, I'm going to do 7, substitute in my x equals 2, so I'm going to do 2 cubed minus 4 lots of 2 squared plus 2 minus 2. So I'm just substituting in my 2 because that's what I'm divided by. So you can do that all in one big step if you want to on your calculator. You can simplify it so you can show the examiner that you know what to do. So you can start by doing 2 cubed, so 2 cubed is 8. Then you can take away, do 2 squared, which is 4. Add 2, take away 2, 7 times 8 is 56, take away 4 times 4, which is 16, add 2, take away 2, and then you can get your answer. So 56, take away 16, add 2, take away 2, which cancel each other out, which gives you an answer of 40. So when all of 7x cubed minus 4x squared plus x minus 2 is divided by x minus 2, you will get a remainder of 40. So it is pretty straightforward. So all you've got to make sure you're doing first is putting in the correct substitution. So for this one, because it goes x minus 2, I'm substituting in just x for 2. So I'm going to do another one that looks almost identical. So for this next one, find the remainder when x cubed plus 5x squared plus 2x minus 8 is divided by x minus 3. Again, we're not doing any dividing. I need to substitute in. So for this, if this equals 0, what does x have to be to make that 0? X would just have to be 3. So I'm substituting in x equals 3 into this long equation. So I'm going to do 3 cubed plus 5 lots of 3 squared plus 2 lots of 3 minus 8. And again, if you want to just put all that on your calculator, you can, but I like to do each step so I can see if I've done any errors. 3 cubed, 27, add 5 lots of 3 squared, which is 9, plus 2 times 3, which is 6, minus 8. So I'm putting brackets around these where the x's were basically. So instead of x cubed, I've got 3 cubed. Instead of 5 times x squared, I got 5, and then 3 squared. Again, so I got 27, plus 4 nines, 45, plus 6, take away 8, and we get, so 27 plus 45 plus 6 minus 8, and that gives me 70. So nice round numbers. So all we did, x is 3 in this case, substituted in. Last one. So again, this one looks a little bit different because it doesn't say minus. So we've got find the remainder when 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5x minus 1 is divided by x plus 2. So again, concentrate on this bit first. We're not dividing. Make it equal 0. Something plus 2 is 0. X would have to be minus 2. Can you see here's the opposite every time? So if it said divided by x minus 2, that would be 2. But in this case it says divided by x plus 2, so we need to substitute in x equals minus 2. So into this. So rewriting it, so we've got 3, instead of x I've got minus 2 cubed. So don't forget that you've got to cube your x before you times it by 3. Take away 2 lots of minus 2 squared plus 5 times minus 2, because that's where the x is, minus 1. I'm taking extra care here because I have negatives. So not always does your calculator like negatives, especially if you have it in different modes, but you can put into minus 2 cubed and it will give you the correct answer. So minus 2 cubed is minus 8. We're minusing 2 lots of minus 2 squared. So again, if you put that into your calculator, it gives you the wrong answer, because actually on my calculator I've just put in minus 2 cubed and it's come out as minus 4, but minus 2 times minus 2, two negatives make a positive, so that is just 4. So extra careful when using calculators. 5 times minus 2 is minus 10. So the plus has turned into a negative, and then I'm minusing another 1. 3 lots of 8 is 24, so minus 24. 2 4s minus 8, minus another 10, minus another 1. So again, you could have put it all in your calculator, but you might have got a different answer because the calculators don't always like negatives, but that should give you minus 43. So super easy. You're not actually dividing, you just find out what your x is and substitute